Welcome everyone to Task and Purpose, the channel where we cover military weapons and history. Today we're talking about the boomstick, also known as the shotgun. Let's start with the Army's newest tool, the slender but powerful M26, which they just added after I got out. I don't remember anyone asking me permission to do that. What's that? They don't want my advice? I'm Chris Cappy. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Task and Gear. Stick around till the end of the video. We'll go over the legendary Mossberg 500 and the World War I trench gun, the predecessors to this new M26 shotgun. Then we can have a discussion in the comments section below about which shotgun is the right tool for the job. Is the Army going in the right direction with the M26? Does it have enough range? Should I stop waking up at noon every day and ordering quesadillas during this quarantine? These are all questions that are very important and that we need answered below in the comment section. From the official Army field manual for the M26, they claim the main reason they're switching to this weapon is because it gets rid of all the time it takes to transition between your shotgun and the rifle. I call on this reason because how frequently are you using your shotgun that you need it right underneath your rifle? And is it really all that often that it's worth dealing with the huge pain in the ass it is having it underslung? No, you're a door killer, aren't you? A tier 1 hinge blower. You've never seen a hinge you couldn't destroy. That's why you're the type of operator that needs an M26 underslung. Outstanding. With the M26 underslung, the rifle's bulky, impossible to go prone with, and front heavy. I can just picture how excited everyone was in the meeting when they unveiled what an absolute force multiplier the shotgun would be. It would add lethality to each soldier. The M26 takes the military's favorite buzzwords, modular, lethal, force multiplier, and it slams it into one 12-gauge shotgun shell, while forgetting my favorite buzzword, practical. Is the M26 as an underslung shotgun practical? The answer seems to be who gives a shit, it's modular. If they add the buzzword modular to one more gun, I'm gonna lose my shit. What's exactly making this modular? Having a Picatinny rail system on it? If I add a Picatinny rail system to a musket, does that make it a modular musket? And then will the DoD buy that modular musket from me for $25 million? But maybe I'm being unfair. I'm not saying it's a bad tool, I'm just saying it's probably best used as a standalone weapon. We need to actually look at the M26 shotgun capabilities to see what's going on here. It does have the main advantage of being extremely lightweight. It's only 2 pounds in the underslug configuration, 4 pounds when you add the pistol grip and recoil absorbing buttstock for the standalone version. It has a small 7.5-inch barrel length, which gives it a maximum effective range of 25 meters, although practically I think it's only meant to be used for breaching and isn't meant to be fired further than a few inches really. The M26 fires 12-gauge rounds at 1,300 feet per second and can carry up to 5 rounds in the magazine. It's a master key that allows you to let yourself into any building whether you were invited or not. Useful for people like me who are never invited to parties. The M26 shotgun has been in development hell since the 1990s, and it's finally getting its chance to shine now, with the first units being fully equipped in 2012. If I had to guess, you like shotguns, right? Then why don't you take a quick second to fire a slug at the like button on this video and subscribe, it helps our channel. The military's new philosophy with the shotgun is actually fascinating. They've gone from the long and heavy Mossberg 500 to the short and extremely lightweight. The M26 looks great for the purposes in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thanks to those wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the role of the shotgun has changed from killing enemies in trenches to killing doors. Not having the longer Mossberg swinging around on your back looks like a great improvement to me. If you ask me, you want something you can throw on your back, in your backpack, and continue unhindered by it. The types of ammo provided by the M26 include breaching shells and non-lethals. I'm going to assume everyone here knows how a regular 12-gauge shotgun shell works, so instead I'll explain how a breaching shell works. It's encased in a wax and has a kind of metal dust that blows away the hinges without leaving any risk of penetrating through the door into the room. Anytime you use a shotgun for breaching like this, you're supposed to have the muzzle at a safe distance from the door. Often you'll have a standoff device at the end of the barrel to make sure you're idiot-proof against yourself. One more important thing about this shotgun, if you look at how it's operated, in order to fire it, you have to pull on the lever on the side. It's a bolt action shotgun. So having that lever on the side makes it so it's less accurate when you're firing it because it kind of tugs on the weapon when you cycle the round, when you cycle the shell out. So what came before the M26? The Mossberg 500 shotgun is legendary. It was used by the Army and the Marine Corps since 1960. It has the magazine tube located below the barrel and screwed into the receiver. The weapon is designed from head to toe to be treated poorly in rough conditions and still be able to operate. In 2009, the Mossberg was upgraded and given a collapsible stock and rail system. It has an effective range of 40 meters, which is further than the M26 max range, and it can hold more ammo with 8 shells in the tube. The Mossberg has a 14-inch barrel length as opposed to the 7-inch barrel of the M26. The Mossberg 500 was put to the test in Iraq and Afghanistan due to the high demand for breaching tools. Shotguns have been key to the success of raids in military operations because most times the terrorists are smart enough to lock their doors. Room clearing procedures are based on speed. If a fire team gets stuck, stacked up against a door while the number one guy is standing there for kicking the door for 5 minutes while everyone else watches, that's a worst case scenario. If you're the number one guy in the stack, your worst case scenario is being stuck at the door or in the kill zone. Most platoons are equipped with 2 Mossberg 500s, but it's mission dependent. Unsurprisingly, I was not someone trusted with the shotgun in my unit. If you look at where the shotguns have developed and progressed towards, it's been a clear straight line. They've gotten smaller and lighter while remaining durable. Feedback from the troops in the field led to the development of the M26 because they wanted something that was lightweight and easy to carry around so they could easily breach doors while on missions. The earliest US Army combat shotguns ever invented came from World War I. Back then, the US Army needed something to clear out the Germans in the short, compact spaces of the trenches. The Model 1917 trench shotgun of World War I was a revolution in shotgun technology because it had an external hammer and no trigger disconnector. This meant the operator could hold down the trigger and slam the pump action in a rapid-fire movement to pump out 6 rounds quickly. It weighed 9 pounds, it had a barrel length of 30 inches, and its capacity was 5 shells. It came in the 12 gauge or 16 gauge variety. The weapon was a perfect tool for clearing out the trenches of World War I. Here's an interesting fact that blew me away when I found out about it. In 1918, the German government actually issued an official diplomatic protest against the American use of the new form of shotgun. The Germans in World War I said the weapon would be prohibited by the law of war. The trench shotgun was so effective and brutal that they were trying to make the case that it caused calculated unnecessary suffering, which is crazy considering this is coming from the same side that introduced the use of chemical warfare. The Americans, of course, answered this request by saying no and proceeding to win the war. I see you typing in the comment section, but America did a bunch of war crimes too, or America didn't win the war actually, to which I say, can a guy just make sweeping generalizations on the internet peacefully? I love shotguns because they're a unique tool for a very specific job. They're not trying to be 1,000 things at once. They know their place in the world. If you forget your keys to your 2002 Toyota Camry, no problem. Grab your shotgun. They're the master key to opening literally any door. Let me know what you think of the M26 shotgun replacing the Mossberg 500. It's possible as warfare continues to evolve, we'll have a need for a longer barrel high capacity shotgun once again, but for now, shotguns have essentially done a 360 from the ancient short blunderbuss to the tiny M26. So I wanted to take a second to tell you about the state of the channel. We've grown a lot in the last few months, from 900 subscribers in November to 91,000 now, and it's been a great experience for me getting to interact with all of you. I can see where this process is a bit of a negotiation. I'm trying to figure out what type of content you're interested in, while also trying to stay true to the topics that interest me. If you subscribe to Task and Purpose, we'll continue to look through the comments section and the polls to determine how to best entertain you all. So thank you for watching. I'm Chris Cappy, Task and Purpose out.